We are together at the Atlassian community event. Today, we will be examining Atlassian's new product, Atlassian Rovo, and its features. Rovo product. Atlassian's. It was introduced at the event regarding the generative AI product. Sure, due to the fact that this is a product of the Atlassian, it is synchronized with the ecosystem of Atlassian products. But this product has a difference. Alone. You can use this product. So when you visit Atlassian.com, you see the Rovo product. You can experiment with it on your own. There's no need to utilize various Atlassian products such as Jira, Confluence, or Bitbucket. You can use this product on your own as well. Since this product, as you can observe, this is powered by Atlassian Intelligence, which utilizes the well-known GPT frameworks. They manage their operations through this system. But suppose this product is meant for you. You're using a different tool for project management or ITSM. You're not in the Atlassian ecosystem. You can take it and use it. The Atlassian Rovo product is considered a generative AI product. As you can see, you can define different types within it. Google Drive, Figma, Microsoft Teams, and Slack are included here. You can establish a tailored AI product by defining your Microsoft Drive. 1. AI product. You can utilize this in your workflows. What are we going to do today? There are a lot of details, especially in terms of scenarios. Today we connect to Rovo. We will look at how it is used within the ecosystem of Atlassian products through Google Drive. Where can it be used in ITSM and project management? We will attempt to illustrate the overall concept with a few examples. Now, I have an environment like this, Jira. I have a product hosted on a cloud platform called Atlas RYDB Atlassian.net. Once you install Rovo on this product, if you are using an Atlassian product, a chat interface appears for you. You have the opportunity to utilize Atlassian Rovo on this interface. As you use this, you will notice below. You will input prompts. So if you have used ChatGPT or similar tools, it will appear here. It has a feature that gives you results based on your prompts powered by Atlassian Intelligence. As you can see, many agents are operating within this system. That agent can provide more customized advanced results. You may have certain details. For example, when you chat with GPT, you can't say, well, my setup is like this. Show me the progress related to OKRs in this environment. Result. Because ChatGPT does not have access to your environment. But with Atlassian Rovo and defined permissions, you can interact with the OKR generator agent in a personalized way. Therefore, you can ask that agent to display specific information. For example, there are parts defined here. As you converse, it provides examples similar to chatting with GPT. And while you are on this screen, the chat section you are using can behave according to the projects you have opened. For instance, I have a mobile development project. Let me open the issue list here. It can produce better responses depending on the screens you bring up. Or if you do this using the Confluence product instead of Jira, let's transition to Confluence. From the chat interface you opened, for example, you can ask me to summarize this page. Let's write in Turkish. It summarizes. By entering prompts like this, it can give you summaries about the Confluence page you wrote. Look, as I am on that page, it has directly provided a summary for me. You can see that this page operates in Turkish. Hence, You can create scenarios in Jira, Confluence, and Bitbucket. Of course, I haven't created a scenario on Bitbucket yet, but when you access the article by Rovo, I will probably share this with you. On GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket, here, you can find some reviews or features that will assist you with the code. In these areas, Rovo can support you like a co-pilot. Now, these are topics about our products. Certainly, you can use Rovo in a more generic manner. I mean, yes, I can use this in the Jira project and in Confluence pages. But I managed to use Rovo in Confluence pages. But Robos, if you switch to full screen here, you can have a bigger screen for any. Before imposing any restrictions, see that you can chat here with the agents you have chosen. Here, it can provide you with some summaries. It also has its own screen. Here you see various agents. The ones defined are on their way to you. The good part is that you hear Rovo, you can create your agents. For example, when I click on Create Agent, like you are writing the name of your agent, let it be something called agent. You can write the intro sentences here. Write test 1, test 2. So you can quickly write here whatever you want to give regarding this topic. Example, this ABC agent may also serve as a very specialized agent tailored for you, only certain. In Jira projects, it can be utilized to work on a particular task within Confluence pages or spaces. In fact, look, you are customizing this below. I use Jira Confluence, and look, I also use Google Drive. For example, I link this with Google Drive so that it can generate answers only from Confluence. Additionally, you can define customized agents that are capable of producing from all the selected spaces and are accountable for all the content. You can add actions below. You say, whenever you ask anything here to the agent, you can set actions such as creating a page about this, adding comments, or generating a Jira live. When you create this, you get a personalized agent. Look, test 1, test 2, etc. The quick prompts you entered are also visible here. You can define an extra agent accordingly. Now, some quick examples to see what can be done. Let's check it out. I won't elaborate too much since there can be numerous scenarios, but here's the gist. From your chat window, starting with Jira. For example, I have a Jira project called Mobile Development. I mentioned regarding this Jira project that the open bugs present is what? I'm entering such a prompt. This prompt says I have an open bug. It shows me that there is indeed an open bug. It quickly gives you different suggestions and shows the Jira light here. It gives you the JQL. The light type is bug, and the status category is not equal. It can give some suggestions. Let's progress the situation a bit. Excuse me, the total count of bugs. Entire light. What is the ratio to the number? It's usually something you can prepare for dashboards, but you might say, I don't want a dashboard. I need immediate information. It shows this as 5.71%. So it's like chatting with GPT, but you have a more customized experience managing it within a knowledge pool that you've created. For example, earlier, when I said, can you summarize the Confluence page? I actually asked a specific question about the Jira project here. Thus, I was able to use it in more detail. By asking more advanced questions, I discovered the bug ratio. I asked, What is my bug ratio for this sprint? Or what is my renewal rate? You can ask questions based on global sprint or agile KPIs by creating terms like bug ratio, and it will generate responses based on that. I demonstrated this in a software development project, for example. Now let's switch to the IT operations side, meaning an example from ITSM. Let's take an example. For example, SLA. I entered, is there a record that exceeds the SLA? As you can see, I'm writing fully in Turkish. It comprehends these and naturally gives us a response. It shows you the records that have gone beyond the SLA. Based on this, you can input your priorities and more from here. And you can take actions based on that. For example, you could ask, can you give me a solution for the records that exceeded the SLA? You can continue with any prompt that comes to mind, like, can you offer a solution for the records that exceeded the SLA? But to expand the scenarios a bit more, I can add something like this. For example, let's say test, record. Is this an incident? I was looking for one. Yes, an incident. For example, look, this is a major incident. What is being done for a major incident? For example, you can add post-incident review forms to this. For this record, let's say something like this. Now, look, I generated another scenario between Jira and Confluence via Rovo. I would like to create a post-incident review document for this major incident that occurred to me. This document will cover how I resolved this incident, the critical steps taken, and my suggestions. I have some requests related to this. Look, concerning these requests, normally I would go to Jira to review it. But here, I can manage everything via this interface. This way, I can streamline my workflow and enhance efficiency. This is how I can optimize my process. I can generate details such as incident duration, incident date, affected services, lead-ups, detections, and root causes. This is a proposal. Yes, do you approve? I will create it this way. I approve. Look, it created a Confluence page for me. And when I checked, it located the IT operations space and set up the related sections inside, and is expecting me to complete these. In this way, we can also follow this side. This could also be a scenario, for example, related to ITSM, or as I said, you can delve deeper into ITSM related topics. For example, what could it be? There are service request helpers. Depending on that, you may have different agents that you trained accordingly. You can communicate based on that. This also gives you a dedicated section. Now, I said you could add additional sources related to the robot. Right now, my sources are Jira and Confluence. Since it is in your ecosystem, it automatically gives me these. You can also add extra sources to this. If you head over there, your admin can adjust this in the admin panel. When you access the admin panel, I believe it was in the settings area there. It should be in the settings area over there, I believe. Yes, see, the robot is approaching me. About the robot. I navigated between the sites and included Google Drive. In other words, I'm adding my company's Google Drive here. And I state that you can provide access to the documents I need via this Google Drive. You can accomplish this. See, I linked it with Google Drive. If you wish, you can connect it with GitHub, your custom websites, SharePoint, and so on. It's very easy to connect the connectors. I won't show that part. Here is the connector section. For example, I linked Google Drive this way. You go and can only share your Google Docs, sheets, and slides from Google Drive right now. When you open it for search, you can handle your documents in this manner. You can search using Jira, on the robot, and you can also leave comments on them. As I said, I had included my Google Drive. And based on this, for example, let's do something like this. I don't know if I prepared something like this, but I'll give it a shot. It might not show up though. Yes, see, for instance, it showed me Google Docs here. Look, I connected it. Let's assume I'm conducting sales within my company and enabling me to receive payments in foreign currency in Turkey. I have such an exemption document. And when I click on this, look at what's in Google Docs. I am going to the financial consultant. There are some details prepared by my financial advisor. I am providing them here and saying that I will share this with my clients. As a beginner in finance, I am writing in the chat to ask if there was a letter regarding currency exemption. I'm not going to the drive. I'm just on the robot from one spot. I can see this. Therefore, it also generates prompts according to itself. Look this way. And also the source from the different source again. Can research. So I can work with these too, not just Jira Confluence. Yet, where is it going? In the ecosystem of Atlassian products. I would like to demonstrate to you how very effectively it operates. I'll show you something advanced now, but it's a useful topic. Now, let's say I want to use Atlassian Rovo in my processes. I will do this. What do I do? I can write this in the chat. I can say, look, here. The description of the record, the section written in Turkish, and can you translate to Arabic? Let's write Turkish and Arabic like this for a better prompt. Look, it says requesting guest Wi-Fi account here. Let's say you are using this at IKSM. To the Robo, you are going to, by inputting a prompt like this, of course we entered a manual prompt, and I translated it into both languages. You can translate it into any language you want, supporting many, but we did this manually. Now I say in my processes, see, when using Atlassian Robo, you can perform something like this in automations. I am currently in the IT support project. Have I done this before? Look, I wrote an automation here. When a ticket is created, or you can set any trigger. I will trigger it manually. Here, see, there is an agent named Global Translator among the agents. I chose this and stated, translate the issue description to Turkish and Arabic, even Turkish. I'm not sure if I wrote it right. Translate it into Chinese. I haven't written anything in Turkish yet. I put in a prompt to translate to Turkish. And see, I utilize smart value here. I instructed it to translate the issue you are working on. And if you pay attention here, you can also take the response given by the agent you entered and use it later. So take this smart value and add it as a comment. Then go and put this under the description as adding himself. I wrote something. Plus, I updated this too. Let's delete these. I selected the translate option. Right now, I will trigger this manually, but if you want, you can automate it when the issue is created. Let's pick another record. Let it be like this. Let's say your agents are in this sense. Sorry. Let's pick another. Let's say your agents only. It is possible that they know Turkish, Chinese, or Arabic languages. Leaving here to get one. Will I choose? Yes, like this description. See, we can go under. Usually, this automation... Sorry, I need to visit IT support. I went to the wrong project. I'll get a recording from here.
There's a recording here.
Şuradan bulalım. Within the scope of the IT support project, let's make a record. Indeed, we have an explanation like this one, and I am present here. See? I already handled the translation. Upon clicking this automation, it goes off and operates for me, and within it, details. It is translating the parts, and it adds this to the description. I also requested it to be added as a comment. Here, according to the prompt I provided, it gave me responses that I can apply in my processes. This is a significant issue. Since you, in ITSM, but also in software development, sales processes, and quoting processes, for instance, you can automatically share the outcome from the previous currency exemption with your client, like you can configure it in different workflows. Therefore, what problem does this solve? See? It automatically solves the translation mechanism. In other words, whatever the user's language is, whatever expressions the user writes, you can make automatic translations accordingly. This will give you a considerable speed boost on the operational side. For instance, let me elevate this a bit. See, when you write Rovo in the action part, you can utilize the agent. It goes from here, and look, the customized parts you created are also coming. For example, you are doing something related to social media, something concerning your marketing team. You can use this. Here you stated, for example, look IT crowd. The series of the most utilized, the T term. Put it here. And I'll take the agent response. I'll go ahead and add this as a comment. The section that comes back from here, from the prompt, let me put this here. Let's make it something like this. In fact, I'll remove the translation parts now. I just wanted to do this. Let's name this Rovo. Let's say Rovo and trigger it manually. For instance, in IT, there's something like this. I triggered the rule called Rovo. Look, now, I wrote this expression about a topic that has nothing to do with it. I'm answering tickets in IT. For instance, look, it mentions in the TV series. Did you open and close it? This was typically the most used term. A phrase like this. Response can also come back. It can also be set up. I'm attempting to provide various examples to demonstrate what we can do here. Now we have provided a few examples from ITSM. Of course, many different things can be done here. For instance, when there is a major incident, go and enter with various prompts and send me the results that come back. Suggest more advanced solutions related to major incidents. Create documents. There could be numerous details you can consider. And check. Here, to quickly resolve incidents, there's ChatOps. There's the Ops side, known as Ops Genie Guide. For instance, it states here that I requested assistance to solve this incident. And what can we do about this? What's mentioned in the writing section? Analyzing those in the description section. It will suggest a solution based on that. See, it says there's three of them. They are similar. See, they share the same description. This might assist you, but can significantly speed up your IT operations. It can speed things up. Now let's make another example. Let's switch to the mobile development side. For example, I said here, let's put it this way. Let's enter the issue part here. Let's enter the chat again. Let's make a new one. Let's take it generally, not just the ops guide. For example, I want to know if there's anything related to release notes. Let's check the agents. Let's jot it down. Yes, for example, look, there's an agent called Release Note Drafter inside. I want to write a release note now. And I say, Since this is a demo setup, I'm not sure if there are resolved records from the last month or week. I'm not sure, but let's check here. Typically, let's say over the past year, the last in a year, about resolved records. I entered this prompt. Look, I want to make a release note. It can analyze up to 20 records at once. All right, let's limit it to, let's do 20 records. See, it provided me with the JQL accordingly. So what does it say to me? Look, I'm chatting. My prompts might not be correct. Yes, let's create it. Awesome. See, it generated my release notes. It tells me actions. Look, changing the tone, creating alternatives, etc., publishing these on the Confluent page. Sure, let's publish it this way. I provided this input. It asks me which space you want to publish in. Let's say, which space should it go in? Mobile development. Yes, it's ready there. It likely didn't find a space with that name. Likely. I wrote like this. And I'm waiting for it to create a release note for me. Because it's in the same ecosystem. See, it does this quite successfully. Look here.
Great. Accordingly.
Is something like this happening in mobile development? I believe there's a problem. It still hasn't created the page, which is why it's not returning to me. Okay, so this is actually what we want to do. Logically, here we see the parts it will create. We can see the components it will generate. It also specifies how it will write these. Therefore, it can also create a release note based on this. This is a significant matter for me. I can perform some operations and very swiftly. I can carry out via Rovo. In this way, a system can operate here as well. I can get these details from the products. Certainly, this is not solely by Jira's automation, for example. When you get to this, you have to use Confluence Premium for this. Besides, Atlassian Intelligence Premium products are coming soon. Here, look, in the rules section on the Confluence side, there's also this detail. For example, when a whiteboard is published or a page is transferred, the page is published, sorry. You can apply Rovo here. you connect with Rovo agent. Which agent is related to this? You say, for example, I want to write user documentation. You mentioned that, for example, you want to write something related to the meeting held in the month. When the meeting held in the month is published, you intend to do this. Regarding this, of course, the meeting held in the month was a bit poor, and for example, the requirement you wish to design according to the requirement. In the same way, you wish to notice the agent replies here. You can apply them to Confluence automations too. In both places, that is, in Jira and Confluence. You can carry out these operations. Rovo allows for this as well. Naturally, many scenarios can exist here. You can link with various products. I showed it using Google Drive. However, considering your company's digital transformation side, there are numerous options. You have the chance to optimize your processes and significantly reduce your operational times. These are the sections I'll talk about concerning Rovo in overall processes. To summarize, Rovo is used independently. The pricing side can be used accordingly. For example, Rovo firm will have only 5 users. Look, up to 10 people. You can buy it for a year. I advise you to buy it through a partner. Thus, currently, you said to me, Mr. Mohammed, I want to purchase Rovo for 10 users. Can you provide me with an annual offer? Mr. Off. It will be more advantageous since you are purchasing annually, and you will also benefit from a partner discount. So, if you work with your partner on this, you can use it at much more advantageous prices. Look, for $2,400, you get 10 users. You will gain access to a Rovo, a generative AI tool. You can implement all these tasks in your processes. For an annual fee of $2,400, you can save on costs. Yet if you choose to use it monthly, it costs $24 per individual. So it would be 12 times 24. You obtain in total, we can say per person. When you multiply this by 2, you would end up paying about $400 more if you use it monthly. But of course, there's also, what will that be? As I mentioned, there will be a partner discount. For now, this is how it is. Information about Rovo's usage, licensing, and process details. If you have any questions, I can take them. That's all I have to say briefly. But as I mentioned, there are certainly many more scenarios. It is applicable. Let's check the chat. Is Gile only usable in the cloud version, or can it be used with the data center version? No, it can only be used with the cloud version. Mr. Yeet, there is no such feature in the data center version. That feature is absent. You cannot link to the data center version of Atlas. I can confirm that for now, at least at this moment, we can say that. Does anyone have any other questions? As I said, those who missed it can unmute and ask. Indeed, you can purchase Rovo on its own. Your license quantity in Chile is irrelevant. You can buy and use this product on its own. In fact, you don't even need to use any of Atlas's products to use Rovo. You can also connect and use it with your other products in your company. No problem. I appreciate it too. I'm glad to see you. Okay. If there are any other questions, I can take those too. If not, that's all I have to share. If you prefer, we can finish. I assume there are none. Thank you so much. A question arrived. Let me show you. I triggered it manually, but as I said, you can do this yourself. You can use the trigger of your choice. Sorry. I used a manual trigger in this case. Here, you can see many triggers. For instance, when a Jira issue is created, like we use translate. Let's do it again. In the automation section, I'm utilizing the translate agent. And I state, let's even give the prompt in Turkish. Please simply Turkish. Stop. Spanish and let's even use dynamic data. To Turkish, Arabic, Spanish, and German. Can you translate? And in this case, and let's write it as a comment. Let's get that agent from here too. Look, I'm setting up an issue. Let's title it test. Let's type something here. What should this incident be? Let's say something like this opens. When this opens, let's illustrate the issue like this. Let's show it. I'm expecting the automation to run based on the prompt I entered in the description when the issue is created. Once the automation record is created, it will proceed to work, and the description section, check. I connected it to the automation as lost. All I did was add a manual trigger just to demonstrate to you from here to run it. So you can link this to any part with automation. There's no barrier. You're welcome. It's nothing. If there are no other questions, I'm concluding. Thank you for your precious time. Looking forward to seeing you in another webinar. Farewell.